Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name's Sierra. I am 21 years old. I am from the state of California and I was recently accepted to the Disney College program for the spring of 2017. Basically, I'm starting this channel just because I really want a way to be able to look back at this whenever I'm done. And I also am doing this because I want this as a way for all of my family and all of my friends to be able to follow me through my journey through Disney. I'm also doing this channel because when I was looking to apply for the program, this is kind of how I got a good idea of what it was going to be like. And so I'm kind of just doing this for everyone, including myself. So to start this channel, I really wanted to do the Disney College program tag. I've seen a couple other people do this video before, and so I'm totally copying you guys. But yeah, so let's get started. So the first question is, how did you hear about the program? So when I was a junior in high school, I had this really good friend named Sierra, which is funny because we have the same name. But so her and I were both really kind of crazy about Disney, and so she told me about the program. And after she kind of told me about it, I looked into it and did a little bit of research about it. And since then, it kind of been something that I always really wanted to do, but I could never really figure out the right time to do it, I guess. The second question is, how was the interview process? So when you apply for the Disney College program, you do your initial application, and then you do a web-based interview, and then you do a phone-based interview. And then after that, it's just kind of like waiting to see what happens and waiting to see if you get accepted or not. And so they give everyone a hear back date until they'll know if they got in or not. So I applied about like 2 weeks maybe after applications dropped. And then since I had already applied last season, I got to skip the web-based interview and I went straight to the phone interview. So within like maybe 20 minutes of applying, I got an email saying that I had passed the web-based interview and I got to go on to the phone-based interview. But when I went to make my appointment for the phone-based interview, everything had already kind of been taken up, so I had to wait like 2 weeks maybe to actually do my phone-based interview. When I applied the first time around, I kind of really over-prepared, and I had like 6 pages of cheat sheets of what to say if they asked me a bunch of questions. And so this time around, I kind of went into the phone-based interview with nothing. I had written down just what roles I wanted and how to answer like maybe 1 or 2 questions if they asked me about it. But for the most part, I kind of just winged it because I feel like last time I applied, I kind of over prepared myself and it did more harm than good. And so this time I kind of just wanted to really like be me and see what they thought of who I was. And if I didn't get in this time around, then it just meant that they didn't like who I was. So I had my phone interview on September 1st and it lasted like 20 minutes, I believe. So the third question is, where were you when you found out? After my phone-based interview, I didn't hear back for like a month, over a month. And at this point, a lot of people had already been getting accepted, and since I'd already applied once and hadn't gotten accepted, I kind of had just told myself at this point I wasn't gonna get in, that it wasn't gonna happen for me, and that was okay. And I was preparing myself for what I was gonna do if I didn't get accepted. So I woke up, I had to go to work at 9 a.m. It was October 6th, and I checked my phone and I went on the Disney College page and I saw that a bunch of people were getting accepted. And I immediately checked my email thinking like, oh, what if I get in on this wave? So I checked my email and I didn't get anything, and so I was like, okay, well here's just another wave I'm not gonna be in, like it's okay if it doesn't happen. And so I like woke up, got out of bed, got ready for work and stuff, and then I saw my phone vibrate, but I didn't really like think anything of it and I didn't even check it. Just because at this point I'd already thought that I wasn't gonna get an email because a bunch of people had already gotten theirs, and if I hadn't gotten it to this point, I wasn't gonna get it. So I finished getting ready and I grabbed my phone and I'm like, okay, well I'll just check it really quick, like just to see what it was. And I had the Disney College program email set to my favorites on my mail. So anytime I got an email from them, it would come up on my home screen. And so I pressed the lock button on my phone and I looked down and it said congratulations, and I like my heart started racing, and like I felt like I couldn't breathe, and like I unlocked my phone and I like checked my email, and for a second like I almost didn't believe it. I didn't think it was gonna happen for me. I didn't think I was gonna get accepted, and so when I saw that, like I almost felt like I was still dreaming. And so I checked my phone and I looked at my email, and it said congratulations, like you've been accepted to the Disney College program, and like I lost it. Like I started freaking out. Like I was trying so hard not to cry because I just put on makeup for work, and I was like, I didn't have time to redo my makeup. And so eventually I ended up telling my mom, and like she started crying, and my mom works at a church, and so she like wanted to tell every single person at the church, and it was just a really good experience. And that's probably like one of the most memorable things that have ever happened to me, is getting accepted into this. Like that's something I'm always gonna remember, is like how I felt at that moment whenever I got accepted. Question number 4 is, what is your role? So I was accepted for quick service food and beverage. So basically within that role, I can work anywhere within food at Disney. So I can work at any of the carts that you see around Disney. I can work at any of the quick service restaurants. I can work at certain restaurants that are quick service like in the morning. Like I can work at Be Our Guest in the morning. But pretty much like anywhere with food I can work with. I've only worked with food once before, and that was when I was like 19. I used to work at a ballpark and a snack bar. So this will be kind of new for me, because even then like everything was pretty much already set out for me, and we only had like 3 or 4 things that we had to make. So I've never really like 100% worked with food before. So this will be completely new for me, but I'm really excited for the experience. I also asked what were my preferred roles. So whenever you do your phone interview, a lot of the times they'll ask you, what are your top 3 roles? And so my interviewer asked me what top 3 roles I felt like I was the most qualified for. And so my number 1 top role that I wanted more than anything was attractions. And that's just because for anyone that knows me, knows that I'm really big into public speaking. I grew up doing theater my whole entire life, and then I did speech and debate in high school, and now I'm a communications major, and I just love public speaking. And so I really wanted to do something with attractions that was gonna be like a heavy spiel role. So that was why that was my number 1. And then my number 2 was merchandise. My 3rd role was Hopper. And basically, for those of you who don't know what Hopper is they train you on multiple different roles. So like they could train me on quick service, they could train me on merchandising, and they could train me on lifeguard. And those will be the 3 roles that they train me on. And basically what that means is that I could pick up shifts or work anywhere within those 3 roles. Question number 5 is, how did you find your roommates, and how many people do you want to room with? So I found all of my roommates on the Disney College program Spring 2017 page. So what they do is they'll have the page, and everyone can go on there, and if you're interested in applying, or if you get accepted for the program, you can go on this page and you can basically find a bunch of other people who are going through the same thing that you are. And then once people start to get accepted, what they'll do is they'll create different pages for people that are accepted for certain dates. And so my dates specifically are January 30th through August 3rd. And so after I got accepted and chose those dates, I went on to that that date specific page, and that's how I found my roommates. Is I made a roommate survey, and then I saw everyone else's roommate surveys. It just kind of worked out for us because I don't know, we have a lot of things in common, and we're all very similar in personality. And I mean, we've been talking every single day ever since we all paired up together. We have like a group chat going on Facebook. There's a total of 6 of us, including me. Just because we really wanted to have like a lot of us all together in a house, and also rent is very expensive. So the more people that you have living together in a house, the cheaper the rent is, and that is definitely a plus. Question number 6 is, what are you going to miss while you're on the program? This is a really hard question to answer, just because I'm really gonna miss everything. I am gonna miss really everything here. I love the job that I work at currently, and I love all the people that I work with, and we've all kind of grown to be like a really big family. And so it's gonna be really hard leaving that place, and it's gonna be really hard leaving all of my friends, and they've all kind of been giving me crap up to this point of like, oh yeah, how dare you leave me, like whenever you go, like we're never gonna talk again. And I'm trying to make jokes about it, but it's really hard knowing I'm gonna be that far away from them for so long. I'm also really gonna miss In-N-Out because that's like a California thing and they don't have those in Florida. And I love In-N-Out. Where I work right now, there's one literally like 2 minutes away from my work. So I eat In-N-Out a lot. And not being able to eat that whenever I want is gonna suck so bad because I love their burgers and they have animal fries and they're just so good. Like, oh my God, they're so good. I'm gonna miss that a lot. Question number 7 is, what is your favorite Disney park? So I have never been to Walt Disney World before. I've only been to Disneyland, but I've been to Disneyland a lot of times. So I would have to say that my favorite Disney park is gonna be Disneyland just because I've actually been there before. I'm sure that'll change once I go to Florida and go to Disney World and see the awesomeness that is Walt Disney World. But as of right now, Disneyland's my favorite. Disneyland will probably always be my favorite. Question number 8 is, what is the first thing you want to do when you get there? So my dad, my mom, and I are going to be flying out to Florida on the 28th, so my check-in date is actually the 30th, but we want to get there a couple of days early just so that I can kind of get a feel of Florida, and I kind of want to spend some time with them there before I actually have to leave them for a while. So the very first thing I want to do whenever I get there is I want to go to like a nice dinner at like downtown Disney with my mom and my dad. But then my roommates and I were all talking about possibly meeting up and having dinner at downtown Disney with all of our families and stuff. So that might be something that we do too. And so I'm really excited for both of those things. I'm also really excited to actually meet my roommates in person because I love you guys. You guys are awesome. I think that those are the things I want to do first. 9 is, what is the #1 thing on your bucket list? And this is such a hard question because like, my roommates know, like my bucket list is so ridiculously long. Like I typed it up because it was so long. I originally like kind of went and just watched a bunch of Disney College Program vlogs and then just added things one by one into like my notes on my phone. And it's kind of gotten out of hand at this point. Like I'm not even joking, it is so ridiculously long. Like I typed it up on a Word and I did columns so it would be shorter and it was still like 4 pages long. So yeah, that's a thing. If I had to pick like one thing on my bucket list that I wanted to do more than anything else, I would probably pick to be one of the last people on Main Street. That's just something that I think would be really cool to do just because you can. So question number 10 is, what is one thing that you want to take away from the program? And this is another one of those questions that's really kind of hard for me to answer because there's a lot of things I want to take away from the program. I really want to be able to take away lifelong friends. Like I really want to come back from Florida knowing that I made like some really great connections and I met a lot of great people and I have a lot of great friends, and I'm like a really friendly person, so I don't think that'll be something that's really hard for me to do, at least I'm hoping not. But then I also want to come back from Disney knowing that I learned something. Like I want to come back knowing that I got new work experience and that I've kind of grown a little bit as a person. So when I'm at Disney, I'm going to be taking 2 different seminars. I already registered for those seminars, and so I will be taking those. But then I also kind of want to learn within the Disney company. I want to be able to go to different networking opportunities, and I want to be able to just kind of learn and kind of get my foot into the door so that in the future, if I ever want to come back with Disney, like I always can, there's always going to be the opportunity there. So that's the end of the tag. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope that you liked this video. If you did like it, go ahead and press the like button. If you want to follow me through my journey through Disney, or if you'd like to see more videos by me, go ahead and click the subscribe button below. If you have any suggestions of more videos that you wanted to see from me, then go ahead and comment below. I'm very open to suggestions. I want to see what you guys want to see from me before I go. I want to kind of post a new video every single week until I leave, and I kind of have some ideas of what I want to do, but I kind of want to see what you guys want to see too. But yeah, so thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys real soon.